Hi guys, and welcome to episode 24 of Kent Walks. This episode I'm visiting one of Kent's Cinque ports and wandering over to a 12th century castle up at Saltwood. Welcome to Hythe. From the Paddocks car park, head west to find Marine Walk and turn right to find the High Street. Turn right along the High Street and at the roundabout swing round to the left and up Station Road. As the tarmac swings right, look out for and follow a path on the left behind houses. Keep heading north to enter a field and follow the right hand edge, gently ascending to Saltwood Castle. At the road, turn left and follow it round to the right before turning right on a footpath that brings you to the church of St Peter and St Paul. Head through the churchyard and turn right along the lane heading northwest, flanking the dismantled railway towards Willow Wood. Wind your way westwards through the trees to emerge at Sandling Road to turn left and very shortly right on the Saxon Shore Way through Chesterfield Wood to Pedlinge Farm. Don't cross the stile here, instead head left along the field edge to pass to the north of Harp Wood and then over Brockhill Stream back to civilization. When you find the tarmac of North Road, follow it east to eventually spot St Leonard's Church. Head right on a very steep path to the east of the church and wind your way south back to the start. We're now approaching Saltwood Castle, and it's said that this castle was built somewhere around the 12th century. But evidence of Bronze Age tools and copper bars suggests habitation long before even the Romans. Back in episode 10, I looked at the Battle of Alresford and the then King of Kent, Hengist. Well, he had a son who apparently built a castle on this very site way back in 488. After the Norman conquest, Archbishop of Canterbury Lanfranc took over the castle and it was fully rebuilt to be replaced by a 12th century Norman construction, with work spreading out over the next 200 years. In mid-1170, Henry II's eldest son was crowned heir apparent by the Archbishop of York and the Bishops of London and Bath, breaching Canterbury's privilege of coronation. As a result, the then Archbishop of Canterbury, Thomas Becket, publicly and relentlessly excommunicated all three. Becket, Henry II's Lord Chancellor until he was ordained, had been a thorn in Henry's side for some time over the jurisdiction of secular courts over English clergymen, as well as refusing to sign the Constitutions of Clarendon, a series of 16 statutory practices developed to restrict papal privileges. Anyway, Henry heard of this latest conundrum and is reported to have exclaimed, "Will no one rid me of this turbulent priest?" These words were heard by 4 of his top knights. The quartet, Hugh de Morville, Reginald Fitzurse, William de Tracy and Richard Le Breton, are thought to have planned the assassination of Thomas Becket on the 28th of December 1170 here at Saltwood Castle. The following day, they carried out that plan. By the 19th century, the castle was largely ruinous, and restorations to make portions of the castle habitable were carried out in the 1880s and 1930s. In the late 19th century, the castle was bought by an ancestor of Bill Deeds, the journalist and politician who grew up there. In the 20th century, it was sold to Sir Martin Conway, who commissioned Philip Tilden to undertake a restoration. In 1953, the castle was bought by the art historian Kenneth Clarke, and then became the home of his son, the politician and diarist Alan Clarke. Today, it remains the private home of his widow Jane, and is a Grade 1 listed building. I'm now approaching St Leonard's Church, built in the 11th century and having its eastern tower destroyed by an earth tremor in 1739 and restored in 1750. The chancel from 1220 covers a processional ossuary lined with over 1,000 skulls, and it's the largest and best preserved collection of ancient human skulls and bones in Britain. They date from the medieval period, possibly having been stored after removal to make way for new graves. This was widespread in England, but bones were generally scattered, and this is consequently an exceptional collection. The skulls do display various maladies and injuries. Some have evidence of injury through sharp blows, slicing blows, and also blunt objects. Partially healed breaks are also apparent. Signs of iron deficiency show themselves as pinprick holes on the bone surface around the eye sockets, and arthritis and other bone diseases are noticed as well. Well, the ossuary is open to visitors for a small admission charge, but it's not a 7-Eleven, so do check the website with regard to opening times to avoid disappointment, if you plan to pop along and check out this strange but fascinating exhibition. Well guys, I'm practically back at the car, it's just parked round the corner, so it's time to say goodbye and thanks for watching.